The song is you don't have to go very far to find that it talks about alienation or about being frozen out of time or feeling as though you are sealed in one shape or else defined in one kind of pattern or program at a certain point and find yourself waking up in a different world.
After 4 decades of speculation, James Taylor has opened up about the real reason behind his highly publicized divorce from Carly Simon. Known for his introspective lyrics and soothing voice, Taylor has captivated audiences for over half a century, but his personal life at times has remained a mystery. Today we're taking a closer look into James's relationships, his life and career, and the revelations that shed light on his most talked about breakup. James Taylor's early life and career beginnings. James was born March 12, 1948 in Boston into a family that fostered creativity and musicality. His father, Isaac Taylor, was a respected doctor, while his mother, Gertrude, was an aspiring opera singer. This combination of intellectual curiosity and artistic ambition shaped James's formative years. But despite his family's achievements, James struggled with inner demons from a young age. His battle with depression, which began during his teenage years, led to a stay at McLean Hospital, a psychiatric facility in Belmont, Massachusetts. Reflecting on that period, Taylor once said, quote, "It was my time of reckoning. If I didn't get help, I don't think I would have survived." In the late 60s, he moved to New York City, where he immersed himself in the vibrant music scene. It was there that he crossed paths with Peter Asher, who introduced him to the Beatles and their label Apple Records. Taylor's self-titled debut album, released in 1968, garnered critical acclaim but didn't achieve commercial success. But his second album, Sweet Baby James, catapulted him to fame, with hits like Fire and Rain, reflecting his personal struggles with mental health and addiction. James's first marriage to Carly Simon.
He was on the cover of Time magazine, and I said to her, and she will vouch for this, I'm going to marry him. And I said it without thinking about it, for it just came out. And this was a good 9 months before we actually had a date.
James Taylor and Carly Simon's relationship began like a fairy tale, with two of the most talented singer-songwriters of their generation coming together in a union that seemed destined to thrive. They met in 1971, introduced by a mutual friend, and quickly fell in love. Both were at the height of their careers, with Taylor enjoying the success of Sweet Baby James and Simon making waves with hits like You're So Vain. Their chemistry, both personal and professional, was undeniable. Carly Simon later remarked, "We were a mix of tenderness and turmoil. There was such intense love, but also so much that we didn't know how to handle." The couple married in November 1972, and their wedding was widely covered by the media, with fans excited by the pairing of these musical icons. Together, they collaborated on music, with Simon joining Taylor on stage and both appearing on each other's albums. One of their notable collaborations was the hit single Mockingbird, a duet that showcased their shared musical energy. They seemed like a perfect match, often referred to as the golden couple of the 1970s singer-songwriter era. But behind the scenes, the marriage was far more complicated. Taylor's struggles with drug addiction, which had begun in his early 20s, worsened during their time together. Carly has spoken about the toll this took on their relationship, saying, quote, "Addiction is a third party in a marriage. It's always there, pulling attention away." Taylor's addiction created emotional distance between the couple, and though they tried to make their marriage work, the pressures of fame, addiction, and their individual artistic needs took their toll. The couple separated in 1981, and the divorce was finalized in 1983. Simon later reflected on their time, saying, "James was the great love of my life, but some things just don't survive, no matter how much you wish they could." The reason for the divorce.
He put it so well in one of his songs called, he says, "Angry man, hungry woman." And I was hungry for more intimacy, and he withdrew from my emotional power.
For years, speculation surrounded the reasons behind James Taylor and Carly Simon's divorce. Fans and the media wondered what could have torn apart such a celebrated couple. After decades of silence, James Taylor finally opened up about the primary reason for breakup, his addiction. In a candid interview, he revealed that his struggles with heroin addiction were the main factor that drove a wedge between him and Simon. Quote, "I was just not available to anyone," Taylor admitted. "I was using drugs and was wrapped up in my own world of addiction. There was no room for a healthy relationship." Taylor's battle with addiction consumed him throughout much of the 70s and early 80s, leading to emotional isolation and detachment from the people he loved, especially Carly. His inability to be present and engaged in their marriage, coupled with the demands of their career, created a rift that could not be mended. Carly, in her own reflections on their marriage, has echoed these sentiments. While she has often expressed how deeply she loved Taylor, she also acknowledged the destructive force of addiction. "James was on a different path and I couldn't reach him," she said. "It was heartbreaking because the love was still there, but the addiction was stronger." Life after Carly, James's second marriage to Kathryn Walker. Following his divorce from Carly Simon, James Taylor found solace in a new chapter of his life with actress Kathryn Walker. The two were married in 1985, a union that marked a period of healing for Taylor, especially in his ongoing battle with addiction. Kathryn played a significant role in helping him on his journey to sobriety. Taylor has often credited her with providing the stability and support he needed during that challenging time. "Kathryn saved my life," Taylor once said. Their relationship, while less public than his marriage to Simon, was deeply influential in Taylor's personal life. Walker stood by him during his most vulnerable years as he sought treatment and gradually rebuilt his life. Taylor's struggles with heroin addiction had plagued him for years, and Walker's unwavering presence was crucial as he turned a corner in his recovery. This period of sobriety allowed him to focus on his career and produce some of his most reflective music, such as the 1988 album Never Die Young. But despite the support and care that Walker provided, the marriage eventually unraveled. In 1996, after 11 years together, the couple divorced. While the reasons for the split haven't been publicly detailed, it's evident that the end of this relationship marked the close of another significant chapter in his life. James's current relationship. After the end of his second marriage, James took the time to focus on his personal growth and his music. It wasn't until 1995 that he met Caroline Kim Smedvig, a Boston Symphony Orchestra public relations director, and their relationship slowly blossomed. By the time they married in 2001, Taylor had found a sense of peace and stability in his life that had previously eluded him. The relationship marked a significant departure from his past, and Taylor has often reflected on how different his marriage to Kim feels compared to his earlier unions. His relationship with Smedvig has been relatively private, especially when compared to his high-profile marriage to Carly Simon. Still, it's clear that his life with Kim brought him a sense of serenity. Quote, "I learned a lot from my past," he said in an interview. "With Kim, I've been able to find a balance. We're really in tune with each other, and I'm in a better place emotionally." Their marriage has not only been a personal milestone for Taylor, but also the foundation of a family. Together, they have twin sons, Rufus and Henry, born through in vitro fertilization in 2001. The stability he's found with Smedvig seems to reflect his evolution as a person, from battling addiction and emotional turbulence to living a quieter, more fulfilled life. He often speaks about the contentment he feels now, saying, quote, "I'm grateful for everything I've been through, but I'm especially grateful to have found the kind of love that's right for me."
I never saw, certainly being this age and still doing what I do at this age. That's remarkable too.
Carly Simon's life after the divorce. Carly Simon, much like James Taylor, continued to lead a successful and complex life after their divorce. While their separation in 1983 marked the end of one of music's most famous marriages, it also paved the way for both artists to evolve independently. For Simon, the breakup was devastating, but it also allowed her to explore new directions in her career and personal life. She continued to make significant strides in her music career. Albums such as Coming Around Again and Have You Seen Me Lately featured some of her most introspective and poignant work. Her songwriting during this period captured the complexity of moving on from a deeply meaningful relationship while maintaining a sense of hope for the future. She once remarked, "I poured everything I had into my music. It was a way of healing, of finding myself again." She found love again with writer and businessman James Hart. She married him in 1987, and they divorced in 2007. Still, she's often spoken of Taylor as her great love, reflecting on their time together with both fondness and melancholy. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite James Taylor song? Let us know in the comments section below.